Hi, everyone. Mr. Hawkins with Hawkins Tech, and today Apple released iOS 26.1 Developer Beta 4. This update was released alongside iPadOS 26.1 Beta 4, macOS 26.1 Beta 4, watchOS 26.1 Beta 4, and all of the other updates. Now, the file size of the update was 9.54 gigabytes. That is on my product red iPhone 12. And this time around, I actually am installed on the beta. If I go into settings and under general, you can see that everything here is left aligned. And I will talk about that in just a moment. But if we take a look at the build number, as you can see, the build number is 23B. 5073A. We have a long build number which confirms we are on the beta. Now, taking a look at what's new in this update, there is quite a lot to talk about here. Personally, we have this update to every single section under settings. Me personally, I love how this looks. Everything here is left aligned. If I go into accessibility, everything is left aligned. Literally every toggle where everything used to be pushed to the center in iOS 18 is now left aligned, and that is honestly a really nice change in iOS 26.1 Beta 4. Now, if I go under display and brightness, if you did not like liquid glass, you're going to love this next feature. We have an option to turn off liquid glass, and it kind of brings back some iOS 18 type of feel here. Every notification here is now darkened, and when I turn on light mode, you can see here that everything is light. I personally think that this is a really nice change in iOS 26, though it doesn't do anything for the app folders in the app dock, just mainly the notifications. And if I go into Apple Music here, it does something for Apple Music as well here, where everything is darker. And that is a really nice change if you do not like liquid glass. But I will personally stick with the clear sort of look that we currently have. And we also have the updated wallpapers for dark and light mode under display and brightness. We even have them for display zoom. Now, if we go into privacy and security, we do have an all-new update called Background Security Improvements. This is sort of the rapid security response update that we only got in 2023 with iOS 16. I do not know why Apple stopped creating those updates, as what it did is it did not have to install a full iOS update when updating or fixing bugs. Instead, your iPhone would restart with the Apple logo and not the progress bar once the update installs. It was a quick way for Apple to release bug fix updates, but then unfortunately, they ended it at the end of 2023 with iOS 17, so it only lasted for iOS 16. But it looks like they're bringing it back. Now, if we go into video, the video player has been updated. The pause button is to the far left with the video player. And that is honestly a really nice change in iOS 26.1 Developer Beta 4. Now, we have a change on the iPad, and this is for slide over. If you miss slide over, it is now back. Slide over is now back in iPadOS 26.1. If I go into Safari here, and there was a bit of lag, I press and hold on the three dots, the traffic light buttons, And we now have an all new menu that says enter slide over. And I've tried to see if I can get other apps to get it, but every time I press on another app, it doesn't work 100%. So the other app, you have to manually get it to enter slide over on its own here. If we tap into it here, see, it doesn't bring both apps into slide over, but now we have slide over. But you see, the other app doesn't go into slide over. So they do have some work to do with fixing slide over, but it is now back in iPadOS 26. Honestly, it is a great feature, but you see, for some reason I couldn't get both apps to show up. If I go into slide over again, and let's say we bring in notes, the other app is supposed to be in slide over. So hopefully they change that in the RC. Now, as far as performance on iOS 26.1, well, if we go into, and you saw that bit of lag right there, if we go into, that's definitely a bug right there. So there is a bug in 26.1 and it's still present. And since I just updated to beta 4, I am seeing this bug. When you tap on the app library, there is a delay. So there is that bug in iOS 26.1. The bug is not on the iPad, but it is on the iPhone. You can see that bit of lag as I try to swipe up to go to the app library. Hopefully they fix that in the RC. But performance is pretty good in iOS 26.1 Developer Beta 4. The app scroll, pretty good here. And running it on my iPhone 12, it does perform pretty great. And you saw there's some lag again in the app library. So this area here, I really think that they should fix. But going into the feedback app, if we go into feedback here and we go to recent activity, there are some release notes for iOS 26.1. I'm not going to read them, but I will give you a second to take a look at some of them. So we do have some known and resolved issues. It talks about with AirDrop. I researched this earlier, but it talks about the AirDrop icon may not display properly. But looking at the AirDrop icon, if I go into light mode here, well, again, my apps have to update there. The icon, I don't really notice any changes, apart from my icons not updating in real time. As far as what to expect next from Apple, well, on Wednesday, we have 2 new products that Apple is going to release. We have an all-new M5 14-inch MacBook Pro. That alongside an M5 iPad Pro. I will not be buying these products, but they are getting released, and I will have a live stream or a video talking about what's new in the specs as well as the price. But as far as what updates we can expect, well, iOS 26.1 RC is the next update. And I would expect that on Monday, October 27th. Now, I know initially I did say I was not going to install the update till we got the RC, but I felt like Beta 3, I heard positive feedback from Beta 3, so I wanted to go ahead and try Beta 4. Now, there will be some updates where I will install the RC, like iOS 26.3, where I will update straight to the RC, but the next update I will be installing Beta 4 again, and that's iOS 26 Beta 2. As it's a late stage beta and the bugs are not going to be as severe. Now, I wouldn't expect a final release until November 3rd. Now, while I said the same thing for iOS 26, everyone ended up getting an update, even me, though I was running the RC. Even if iOS 26.1 doesn't release to people that are running the RC, or in this case, another update for a different build number, I will still have a video out letting everyone else know that the update has been released. And I would expect the update on Monday, November 3rd. And then we will get iOS 26.2 and different updates like that. As far as anything else, well, that's it for iOS 26.1. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. My name is Mr. Hawkins with Hawkins Tech, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.